So we have a lot of interesting things to talk, so strap in, right? The key here that we want to talk about myself, I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager with Nutanix for Nutanix Unified Storage, and I'm joined by Manoj, Vishal, and Mike, who will walk you through a lot of good technical, interesting detail on our platform and the solutions we have today. So I want to set the stage a little bit, right? When we talk about AI and all the hype that's around it, how many of you have seen this report out there, right? That everybody's talking about. It's an MIT report. 95% of generative AI pilots are claiming to be failing at companies, right? Based on this report. And the reason is, well, let's look into a little bit deeper. And this report did that on what's stopping these organizations from making progress and seeing ROI in this. Well, it's not the AI. The AI applications are smart. We all play with ChatGPT and Gemini, and it does really cool things. What it is it's the lack of a strong data foundation. And what do we mean by that? Well, when you look at taking an enterprise AI pilot live and scaling it up, it's all well and good in your own little sandbox and pilots, and people can, we had rogue IT, now we have rogue AI, where they go off into a cloud instance and implement a small instance of the AI application. Everything works great. Now you start pulling in all the enterprise data to start going live and scale, and there's many moving parts, as you can see here as we're showing, right? So edge, core, and cloud, you have data all over the place. That data could potentially add value into that AI workflow, right, in that pipeline. There's also networking, there's compute, storage itself, and the management of that, right, as we're alluding to. And then on top of that, it's setting up the AI application. So as an application owner, you're relying on all of this underlying plumbing to do what your application wants it to do, right? And that's very difficult when you go to scale. So what is it that we at Nutanix are looking at a way to address this? Is trying to make this infrastructure as seamless as possible. And the idea is that the orchestration of this needs a platform, and it needs a consistent platform, not only for the compute and the networking, but also a good data foundation, as I said, with a storage data platform that allows you to do management. So the base for everything that we're going to talk about today with you and dig deeper into is the Nutanix Cloud Platform. And that foundation has been set to really drive the mission of any app, any data, and run that anywhere, right? Whether it's on-prem, in the cloud, or at the edge. And so when we talk at things about AI factories, we now see the realization and make it possible, right? So we'll get into this into more depth, obviously, as we go along. But just kind of why are we here, right? Let's take a little bit of a history step, right? From a Nutanix perspective and from an industry standpoint. We all remember all the way from mainframe until VMs, the three-tier architecture ruled the day. Now we're looking at cloud native applications, and this infrastructure no longer suffices. So what we think about and we look to is now a server-based architecture where we scale up and add nodes and grow that way. And these applications now have a home where we can now run containers and do cloud native workflows. And this is really the future as we see things. So from a Nutanix perspective, you're probably well versed in our foundation and our history, and that HCI was the beginnings. And we've done a lot of good innovation in those first 10 years around HCI. When we look at the last 5 years, now we start thinking about the cloud and things like NKP and Nutanix Cloud Clusters, where we start relying and putting in the foundations for that Kubernetes workflow, that cloud native application optimization. And so the thing is, where do we see ourselves in the next 10 years? And where we are now is in this cloud native, PaaS, and AI world. It's that we have a platform with NKP and all of the architectural innovation that we've done over the years that really provides the solid foundation for this next wave and this shift that we're seeing. And so we're here to talk about AI today. This is the actual platform, and we'll go into and explain, and Vishal and Manoj will show you how this particular stack really does provide a holistic solution for AI, where other solutions out there may not, and how all of those pieces move together. More specifically, we have components like enterprise AI and the HCI components. That's not what we're going to get into today. Those are foundations that are there, right? And the strong Kubernetes platform that we've built allows us to run those applications and manage easily and deploy those cloud native applications. But what we really want to talk about is the data management foundation and the data platform itself. So we'll concentrate on Nutanix Unified Storage with Nutanix Data Lens. And for those of you that don't know, Nutanix does have an enterprise storage offering, which does file, object, and block within this offering of Nutanix Unified Storage. And then it also has cyber storage capabilities and data analytics and ransomware analytics for Data Lens as well. So one of the other things that I want to set the table here and just let you know is that there's been a lot going on even this week in terms of announcements coming out of the machine that is NVIDIA, right? So when we look at it, our solutions and everything that we'll talk about today have these underpinnings. We have a strong partnership with NVIDIA, and we will talk a lot more about GPU direct storage, our AI data platform for enterprise, where our storage is NVIDIA Enterprise certified. And then as well, we're also heavily involved in the NVIDIA Enterprise AI Factory, where we look at a full stack solution, and we'll come out with validated solutions there as well. So just this past week, actually, in the keynote at GTC in Washington, D.C., Jensen mentioned a lot of the AI data platform announcements, and we're front and center along with a lot of other industry players in that space.